Hey guys, welcome to Budget with the July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and in today's video, I'll be sharing a recap of my Q1 2022 goals as well as a review of the goals that I have for 2022 and the rest of the year. So we are firmly into Q2 of 2022 now, and I figured now is the perfect time for me to sit down, have a discussion with you guys about how I did with my 2022 goals that I'd set back in November of 2021. So what I normally do with my goals is I like to break them down. So I set the yearly goals, then I break them down into quarterly goals, into monthly goals, then into weekly goals. And sometimes I go as far as breaking them down into daily goals. So this is just something that works for me and I find it very helpful because this is how I like to break down things into bite size so it's not too scary anymore. So in today's video, I'll be focusing on my Q1 goals, seeing how I did with that, and then also speak about my Q2 goals, and then at the end, I'll do a recap of all of the 9 goals that I had shared back in 2021. So, like I said, I will start off first by focusing on the goals that I wanted to accomplish in Q1. Like I said, I like to break all of my goals down into bite size, and the first bite size here is quarterly goals. The goals that I wanted to accomplish in Q1 were reach 50K in my investments, do some work around my house, save another 10K. The one that I did not share publicly, but I did set as a private goal, as a move in silence goal, was to get another rental property, and I think that's it. So save another 10K, reach 50K in investments, get another rental property, and do some bits and bob around the house. So I had it as paint and do some renovations within my house, specifically the kitchen. So if we start off first with reaching 10K in my savings, so my overall goal is actually 20K, but I wanted to see if I could reach 10K in Q1. And what I will say is, in Q1, I did not reach 10K savings, but I reached 9,328 and 71 pence. So I essentially reached 93% of the 10K goal that I wanted to accomplish by the 31st of March 2022. I'm super happy about that because it was such a stretch goal even for me. Like, where was I gonna get all of that money? I mean, I knew the what I was going to implement to help me make that money, but I'm just so happy that I was able to get that close. So, which means I'm one of those people who, if I don't accomplish the goal that I had set, I won't let it boggle me down. What I would do instead is move that goal to the next month, the next quarter, the next year. And if I need to, I will re strategize. So in this case, I only have less than um, £700 to save. So I'm just moving it to the next goal. And I think by the end of April, I would able to save up to reach 10K. So I'm not stressing about this one whatsoever. I'm super proud of myself. Even though I didn't reach the goal 100%, I reached 93% of it. So super duper happy about that. Second one was to reach 50K in investments. This is also another goal that I did not accomplish. And with this one, it's also another one that I'm not mad about, purely because if you invest in the stock market, you know what happened in January, February, and most of March. The stock market just tanked, like super tanked. And a lot of people felt this in their investments, looking at their net worth and what have you. I wasn't alone. So again, I'm not stressing. I'm just happy that I was able to reach as close as I did. And for my investments, I actually ended up reaching 47,831 and 27 pence, which is 95.66% of my 50K goal. Like, that's close enough. I'm just under 4%. I'm not stressing at all because I reached as much as I could, because the majority of it was out of my control. I knew what I needed to do for my part, but I also knew that the rest of it was out of my control. The rest of it was to the stock market. Who knew that, Russia and Ukraine were going to tangle it out? Like, May. I'm not stressing. So again, I'm very proud of myself for reaching 95.66% for the second goal. The third goal, which was to purchase another rental property. I'm going to make a separate video about this, but this is one that I can confidently say I accomplished. So I was able to finesse a lot of things within my financial life, and I was able to get my second rental property. All my mortgages have been accepted. I am taking over, so the rental property I purchased comes with a tenant, so everything is honky-dory now. We're just waiting for the lawyers to do their things before we exchange contracts and what have you. So fingers crossed it doesn't take too long, but we already have a preliminary date of when we want everything to be finished by, and I won't share that in this video. I'll share it in the property video when I do make it. But yeah, so I accomplished that goal. Super duper happy. The fourth goal was to do some work around the house, like paint the house, do some renovations with a specific focus on my kitchen. I decided I won't do that. And it is okay to set a goal and then change your mind about it. Like, I realized that, so my brother, they did their kitchen. It is absolutely amazing, but it cost an arm and a leg. And I realized that there are so many financial goals that I am focusing on right now that it's not realistic for me to actually redo my kitchen. If I'm going to do anything to my kitchen, it'll probably be before the end of the year, but also it'll be very, very minimal. Like, I won't be changing cabinets. Maybe I will be finding a way to integrate my American fridge into my kitchen setup, but I would not be completely renovating my kitchen. I will definitely be hiring someone to paint around the house. That is something I'm going to do, but actually I don't want to do a whole renovation, like a complete reno of my kitchen, purely because the cost of it is not something, like, my kitchen does not really need anything done to it. It's just that I'm the one who cooks in there and I'm the one who spends all the time in there, and I wanted it to be pleasing to the eye. It's not bad now, but it could be better. That's all I'm saying about that. So whilst I'm not completely giving up on this goal, maybe I could push it a year or two, but I just realized that there's so many things that are much more important to me that I'm focusing on right now. So this is why I'm not mad about not having done that at all. So if we were realistic, we would say I've accomplished 1 out of 4, which again is not a bad thing. But then if we are truly honest, like if I'm truly honest with myself, I have accomplished all of them. So change my mind about the kitchen. So for me, I accomplished that because it's no longer on my plate. Like, accomplished in a way that it's no longer on my plate, not that I've done it. Then getting a rental property, I did that completely. And then reaching 50K in my investments, I'm only, how much is that? I am only less than exactly 2,168 and 73 pence less, which I think I'll be able to manage in the next 2 months again. So I am pretty good with that. Then when it comes to reaching 10K, like saving another 10K, just under 700 pounds to go, I'm going to reach that for sure. So I'm not mad at all, and I am going to take this as a win. So that is a review of the goals that I wanted to accomplish in Q1. Now, if we go back and look at all of the goals that I had set, and then the ones that I will be focusing on for Q2. So if I look at the goals that I had written, and I'd written all of these goals back in November on the 7th. I'm very specific about when I write goals down because I like to have dates and what have you. So I wrote it on the 7th. And so the first one was to save another 10K, which obviously I am close to doing just that. Reach 50K in investments, I'm super close to doing that. Increase my investments to 20% of my net income. So this is something that I wanted to feature in my Q2 review, but it's something I've prepared in end of Q1, but will be reflected in April with my April pay. Was I did what is known as salary sacrifice. So essentially, I got a raise back in March, and I realized that actually, for me, the raise, as great as it is, it's not something that is going to change too much of my life. Yes, it's going to accelerate a lot of my financial goals, but I'm more focused on saving for the future. So I decided to do a salary sacrifice. So I am now contributing a lot more towards my pension with my work. So my employer does an employer match. So I put in 4%. They then match 8%. So in total, I get 12%. So because of that, I decided I'm going to be doing a lot more towards that. Then I also contribute back into the company by buying shares within the company. So I increased that as well. So for me, that was just honky dory. And again, the impact on my salary moving forward is I took at least, I want to say, from my monthly budget, I am less now by £500. Again, that £500 is £500 that I would normally have sent towards my goals and my investments, but I've decided I'm going to send that towards my pension and, my other investments. So that's what I decided to do for that. Next goal was to take I want to go on two-week vacations. And yes, I have accomplished one of them, and the next one I'll accomplish in September. So the first one, I said I wanted to go to Zambia, my home country, and spend at least 2 weeks there. So I decided to break that further down to 1 week in Zambia, 1 week in Malawi, and voila, Bob's your uncle. So, and then the next one will be to Southeast Asia. So that will be in September. Redo my kitchen. This, as I've just mentioned, I am getting rid of because it's no longer a priority in my life. Paint the house is the sixth goal. That one I'm definitely going to do. I'll be hiring out for that. Purchase a second rental property. That was my seventh goal, and I have accomplished that. Eighth goal was to keep my month ahead in my savings. I have done that as well. I don't even know why I haven't mentioned this in my Q1 review. Maybe it's because it's not something that I was taught focusing on. Same thing with the ninth goal, which was to invest at least 2,000 of my 10,000 emergency fund into my crypto. I haven't exactly moved that one, and I'm in no rush to send that money to my crypto, purely because right now crypto is still volatile. Inflation is kicking my butt. So I'm just going to keep my money with me for now. But it's something that I'm looking to accomplish soon. So, with respect to what I would like to focus on moving forward, like in Q2, I would like to first finish off the Q1 goals that I had set. I want to definitely reach 50K in my investments, save up that 10K, and then start focusing on the second 10K, because my overall goal is 20K. Do that, close and finish out on the house, pay out everything that I needed to pay out on, and painting the house, because obviously it's springtime now and it's perfect time for me to start thinking about hiring someone to paint my house. So that is something that I'll also be focusing on, and I think that is it. Everything else will more or less happen Q3, Q4. So this is why I'm just going to focus on those things for now. But yes, this is all I wanted to share with respect to my review of how I did in Q1, my plan for Q2, and also a review of all of my 9 goals that I'd set for the entire 2022. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.